And joining us on Hot Copy this morning, we have COVID-19 Vaccine Chief Carlito Galvez Jr. Secretary Galvez, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Karen, at saka sa lahat na nakikinig po sa atin at nanonood. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
All right, Secretary, it's an ambitious leap. It's now, we're close to November. We're close to November, so that's 2 months to go before the end of the year. And with the National Vaccination Day, you have an ambitious target of inoculating 5 million Filipinos a day. Tama po ba to ang ibinalita, Secretary?
Yes, ang ano natin kasi yung ating tinatawag nating threshold, yung parang election day na we will stop on that day. And yung lahat po ng mga tinatawag natin mga healthcare workers, available healthcare workers at saka yung ating mga pediatricians and also yung mga dentists, they will gather together to just do the inoculations. All the agencies, the military, government agencies, private sector will also pull in their resources. So that day talagang big day natin na parang yung election day na nakita natin na million na pumupunta sa mga presinto. So ang recommendation nga ng Philippine Medical Association is ita-transform natin yung mga eskwelahan into a inoculation site para mga presinto na ginagawa po natin during election.
Secretary, ilang araw po ba ang nakikita nyo para sa National Vaccination Day? And what dates are you looking at? Is it November 20 or 30 or it's a few days in between?
Ang nakikita po namin, ang initial coordination po namin kahapon ay more or less ang natin is 3 consecutive days para mandun yung tinatawag nating momentum. Pagka nandun na yung momentum, naka-deploy na ang ating mga resources and personnel, mas madali po na i-execute yun within 3 days. Ang nakita po natin dito is para at least makita natin yung mga ibang municipalities at barangays para makaklimatize na kaya pala natin yung ganito. So in that way parang kinaka-positive din natin yung ating mga kababayan at the same time parang ginagawa natin parang tinatawag natin na nakakaroon ng tinatawag na yung parang kino-condition na natin sila na pwedeng palang gawin ganito. So ang gagawin natin talaga is basically to train and also to mobilize and also to acclimatize yung mga municipalities kasi talagang kulang ang natin yung ating know-how to do a massive mobilizations inoculation.
So parang posible na 3 araw itong National Vaccination Day, not just 1 day.
Yes, yung initial namin is 1 day pero parang nakita namin parang sayang yung mobilization kasi nandun na lang. So para at least kung mayroong mga konting, may mga tinatawag natin kung pangalahati tayo, pwede nating sundan, follow through yung inoculation natin. And then nandun na kasi yung tinatawag natin yung mga resources sa site. So ang magaganda is parang redeployment. Mahirap kasi kung gagawin natin na after ng 1 day lang, parang bitin . Ang maganda siguro yung nakita namin, 2 days consecutive or 3 days consecutive.
Okay. Now, Secretary, what was the highest number of inoculations this October in a single day, considering the records show that we've hit a maximum only of 500,000 inoculations a day? It's quite ambitious to triple that to 1.5 million immediately.
Yung natin, yung pinaka-highest natin sa October, Karen, is 724,000. Wala pa doon yung tawag natin na yung children inoculation o yung vaccination of minors. And then ang nakita namin sa November, malaki kasi yung gagawin natin dito dahil kasi kasama na dito yung boosters for healthcare workers and also yung possible boosters also for our immunocompromised. So it will open up the gate for the general public at the same time for third dosing and booster. Ibig sabihin lalaki yung ating tatawag na target population. At the same time mag-expand tayo kasi ang gagawin natin box to the max na tayo. Ibig sabihin we have to vaccinate all the willing and at the same time magkakaroon na tayo ng tinatawag natin na house to house and also ang gagawin natin is by clustering. Malaki ang expansion natin. So ang sa akin nakita natin yung 724,000 nakuha natin wala pa yung vaccination of minors. Ako nandun ako sa Paranaque, ang ganda ng biglang nag-expand ulit yung ang daming tao. Ibig sabihin parang nagkaroon ulit ng tinatawag nating revival ng natin yung parang una na talagang gustong-gusto na magba-vaccinate.
Tanong ko lang, Secretary, ilan po bang bakuna ang inaasahan yung darating? Or are we talking about itong 1 to 1.5 million a day are coming from existing stocks that have arrived? Or are you expecting a big shipment in the coming days?
Alam niyo, yung 108 million na ano po natin yun, nasa na tayo, 46 million ang stocks natin. Para yung 46 million stocks na yun hanggang December na yun. Actually, darating ng November and December, it will be our stock for the first quarter. Actually, ganun ang planning natin kasi nakita natin Karen una.
At itong 46 million, not to interrupt, sir, walang fear to of expiration.
Ang nakikita natin dito, kukunti lang yung expiring November. Yung Moderna, sa private sector na 400,000, pero we have already deployed it. And also some second dosing na AstraZeneca. And then also yung Pfizer na more or less mga 2 million yon. Pero in-extend ng FDA ng 3 months. So basically, ang nakita natin yung expiring natin ng November, kaya natin as we have done earlier, yung 1.5 million na AstraZeneca, we have done it in 45 days.
Oo. Pero nakakalungkot, no? It's almost criminal to think that we even have expiring vaccines. What is the problem, Secretary, that you're seeing, considering these are top tier, Moderna and AstraZeneca?
Ang ano po natin doon kasi nakita natin talagang yung supply kasi nung September, talagang kulang na kulang tayo. So we accept yung talaga mga 3 months kasi yung yung tinatawag nating shelf life ng vaccine na nakukuha natin. And also some donations binibigay sa atin more or less mga 2 months.
I see.
I believe walang problema yun, Karen, it's not really criminal. Ang talaga niyan is talagang kailangan i-accept natin yun to really increase our volume. Sa ngayon, kaya naman natin sa ating capacity, sa ating threshold na kaya naman natin na in 1 day 700,000. So ibig sabihin kung 2 million yan, sandali lang yan, Karen.
Oo. So kung ganun po yun, Secretary, that itong donated vaccines na ito na sabi nyo nga, 2 months na lang ang natitira. Right now kasi vaccinations are coming from LGU designated areas. You need to receive a test, you need to apply pa, so you have a QR code, you need to register. Won't it be more efficient, Secretary, if these 2-month expiring vaccines are frankly just made available anywhere? Drugstores, pharmacies, just walk in. Parang are they used for walk-in right now?
Sa ngayon, nakikita natin medyo magulo kasi rin yung walk-in talagang ang ginagawa natin pre-registered. But I believe that in some areas na nakita natin na medyo nag-away na yung tinatawag natin, kumukonti na yung mga vaccines, they are opening up already yung tinatawag nating walk-ins. And nakikita naman natin, Karen, ang pinaka-utmost na delay ng deployment is from the time of delivery, mga 9 days lang. So, ibig sabihin, pero na yun yung delay. Pero yung iba, nakita natin within 3 days na-administer na lahat. And then, si Secretary Anyo nagbigay na ng guidance na pagka once na dumating na sa kanila ang vaccine, 3 days they have to deploy it.
Oo. Kasi ang tanong ko, Secretary, like I remember having Senator Mig Zubiri on the show. We talked about this, wherein there's so many provinces that actually want to get vaccinated, but they don't have a supply because they can't also order on their own. For example, the likes of Moderna and AstraZeneca that were expiring, hindi pa pwede yun na-deploy agad sa mga probinsyang may gusto nun. Halimbawa, Bukidnon or Aurora or kung saan man.
Ganun ang ginagawa natin, Karen. Actually, ang ginagawa natin, tinatawagan natin yung mga governors at saka sila mismo tumatawag. Pagka nangailangan kagad yun, kagad nang dinideploy natin. For example, yung Armed Forces humingi ng 800,000 at saka yung DND para sa kanilang mga tatawag natin yung mga veterans nila. So ang ginawa natin, dineploy natin kaagad yung expiring ng November. Nung last October pa natin siya dineploy. So ganun ang ginagawa natin na yung mga nakikita natin na nangangailangan, yun ang unang-una natin. And then also we are calling all the governors and even the mayors of the different 150 cities. Ang ginagawa natin talaga yun ang dinideploy natin kaagad.
Okay. Now, do we have enough to actually inoculate 1 to 1.5 million a day? So ang tanong ko, basic health personnel, do you have enough? There was even a proposal to use dentists for inoculation. What about pharmacies? What about areas? Anong plano niyo, sir, to make sure na kakayanin ng Pilipinas ang 1 to 1.5 million inoculations a day? What's the plan?
Ang plano natin, gagawin natin yung lahat ng mga tinatawag natin mga eskwelahan. We were talking with the DepEd and also with the CHED na yung talagang gagawin natin yung concentration ng ating vaccination through universities at saka mga schools. Kasi hindi lang natin, kasi ang plano natin yung target natin yun, yung mga adolescent natin at saka mga students kasi we want to open the face-to-face immediately. Second is yung lahat ng mga military at saka yung ating mga PNP, they will help on the deployment. Actually, ang kulang lang natin talaga yung deployment, yung mobilization from the regional and provincial. Kasi nakita natin, ang problema natin na i-stuck yung vaccine doon sa regional at saka sa provincial because of the lack of the deployment capacity, including vehicles, at saka yung nakikita natin geographically, kasi Karen geographically challenge yung iba. Nagbabarangay na yung iba. So we need the mobility and mobilization capacity of the service personnel. And at the same time, ngayon minomobilize na natin yung Philippine Medical Associations, yung Philippine Pediatric Society. More than 7,000 yung Pediatric Society, and also the PMA is more than 7,000 to 10,000 yung kanilang mga members. Ang ginagawa nila ngayon, they are mobilizing yung kanilang capacity. May mga governor sila. They will be divided into governorship. Ang ginagawa lang sa mga areas kung saan sila makakatulong at saka yung mga tinatawag na birthplace nila kung saan sila nagtatrabaho, they are coordinating with LGUs and they're mobilizing. Una, yung sa Lipa, tulad ni Dr. Benny, taga doon siya. Ang ginawa niya, tinulungan niya yung governor. Yung Lipa ngayon, 7,000 hindi ang kaya niya.
Okay.
Yung ginagawa natin, nakapagsigit natin yung different cities.
And here's a basic question from a frontliner asking something as simple as, do we even have enough syringes, other equipment needed for us to inoculate 1 to 1.5 million a day?
Yes, meron tayong mga syringes na binibili na tulad ng yung Pfizer. Dalawang syringes na binibili natin yan, yung 0.3 at 0.5. Yeah. Ang medyo may challenge tayo talaga yung 0.3 dahil kasi yun ang pangkuha ng 6 doses kasi pagka wala yung 5 doses lang nakukuha natin. But we have an alternative, yung tuberculin. Yun ang ginagamit natin. So ngayon talagang isang challenge natin yung tinatawag natin yung mga diluents at saka yung syringes ng Pfizer, but Pfizer is the only vaccine na kailangan. Yung iba talagang wala namang kailangan. So meron tayong mga syringes na in volumes na binili kasama ng UNICEF. And yun lang nakikita natin na yung kagandahan din yung COVAX, yung more than 30 million na binigay ng COVAX, may kasama na naka-embundled na yun na syringes.
Okay. Now, Secretary, I understand the fear of walk-in vaccination because nung nagkagulo yung mga tao, nakita natin yun, Secretary, but that happened during a time na kulang pa ng bakuna. So ang tanong ngayon, won't it facilitate vaccination better if, let's say, wala akong bakuna, may bakuna na dun sa LGU namin, pupunta na lang ako dun, tas dun na lang ako magre-register. Instead of waiting for a text to call you in, that's how other countries do it. It's already the phase of just walking in. That's why the trial that you made for Pfizer with children with St. Luke's was quite successful, I would say, because children at some point were just allowed to walk in with their parents.
Yes, actually, maganda yung Karen. Actually, encourage natin yung ating mga LGUs to be creative. Pagka nakita na wala na yung dahil kasi nahihirapan din sa registration, mas maganda talaga we can encourage yung walk-in. In fact, yung nakikita mo sa Paranaque, maganda yung ginagawa niya na even though talaga nahihirapan sila na sa mga malls, talagang ina-accommodate nila. At saka meron silang tinatawag na reserve na, for example, 1,500 lang yung kanilang for inoculation for that day. But nakita nila, biglang may nagbulto, merong another 1,500. Ina-accommodate nila yun. And I believe mas makakabilis tayo kung we will be flexible enough na hindi lang tayo magkakaroon ng tinatawag na registration, but also kailangan yung accessibility. Ang maganda yung sa ibang mga probinsya, kung sa for example dun sa Isabela, talagang yung mga bus nila kino-convert na nila na vaccination bus. So ang tinatawag natin yung sa LGU, we rely on the creativity of the LGU. Na hindi lang yung walk-in but also they go house to house already.
Okay, some quick questions for you, Secretary. Are you in favor already of mandatory vaccinations for students and especially those college students. In the United States, I've often talked about this on the show. There are universities already mandating for teachers and students vaccinations. If not, they cannot go to school, they cannot go to the college in person. CHED says more than 80% of our public school teachers are vaccinated. Are you in favor of mandatory vaccination, Secretary?
Yes, I'm in favor of that because nakikita natin yung higher interest natin we are in a pandemic. And sinasabi nga ng WHO na we are not safe if everyone is not safe. Ibig sabihin, kung lahat tayo na vaccinated, doon lang tayo magkakaroon tinatawag na complete complete safety and protection eh. So sa akin nakita ko yung mga ibang countries like Israel and also US, they are mandating already in some establishments in schools. And even yung sa US, they already mandated all the government employees, including kailangan talaga, particularly teachers.
Yeah. Would we need an executive order for that? Would the president have to issue an executive order for something like this?
I believe siguro pwede kasi katulad ng anong ginawa natin sa no smoking at saka yung tinatawag nating mandated natin. I believe meron tayong Republic Act sa DOH na mandating yung vaccination ng polio at saka yung other rubella and also sa tigdas. And with that, I think in this case na kailangan natin na medyo talagang mapakunahan natin lahat ang mga Pilipino. Nakita ko we need to enact law or maybe mandate yung vaccination kasi talagang if we are at risk, Karen, if we will not vaccinate everybody and if we will have a sizable amount of 20 million roaming around, those anti-vaxxers na roaming around, it will even threaten those who are vaccinated.
And the reverse, some are saying, is if you can't get vaccinated, then you're the one that needs a doctor's explanation or receipt explaining why you can't get vaccinated, right?
Yes.
Okay. Another issue, Secretary, is about the BARM, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, where the population is least vaccinated. There's vaccine hesitancy there. And even in the remote areas, that's a challenge.
Medyo talagang I've been in Marawi last October 16.
Yeah.
So recently nagkaroon kami ng meeting ng mga BARM sa series of meeting in Malacanang. Talagang problema namin, Karen, yun talaga yung hesitation. But ang alam namin, nakita na when we deployed yung 3 million J&J, ang taas ng acceptance. Actually, tinanong sa akin na
Kasi isa lang. Isa lang kasi.
Pwede ba J&J yung namin? So ngayon ginawa namin, we ordered 6 million J&J. And more or less baka this November, hopefully dumating yung 4.5 million. And we will intend to deploy it to the different areas of BARM, considering also Tawi-Tawi, Sudu, Kapasilan. Very tinatawag nating advantageous yung J&J na single shot.
You're quite clear, you're for mandatory vaccinations, but what kind of incentives or, I guess, would you suggest to address vaccine hesitancy in the provinces?
Nakikita natin sa provinces, karamihan doon sa provinces ay ang nakita natin yung disinformation.
Okay.
Dito sa the SWS survey, 77% ng mga hindi nag-vaccinate is they don't feel that the vaccine is safe and effective. So ang sinasabi nga nila magiging zombie sila. Actually yun ang narinig ko ng mga balita. Meaning ibig sabihin kailangan lang natin ang tinatawag natin, pataasin natin yung information drive na sabihin natin sa kanila na talagang safe itong mga vaccine at saka very effective. And the only way out to normalcy is the vaccination. So isa yung natin And second is yung pag-incentive natin is sa akin nakita ko tulad ng mga tinatawag natin ng mga yung binibigyan natin ng 4Ps. Dapat pagka talagang binigyan siya ng 4Ps, sama na yung vaccination. Kasi natin, parang kunyari sabihin natin, parang sinabi natin pagka walang vaccine, walang ayuda, parang gano'n. Nakita natin yun Nakita natin yun sa Las Piñas, ginawa yun. Dahil nila pabakuna
Okay. Another thing is you earlier said in a previous interview, only 50 to 60% of the population would complete the vaccine against COVID by 2021. Now that's below your target of 77 million Filipinos. You said we need 70% to achieve herd immunity. Are you still seeing these numbers that by the end of the year, only 50 to 60% of the population will be inoculated with 2 doses?
Ang nakita natin kasi nagkaroon tayo ng fallback when we were having our computation during August. Nagkaroon tayo ng tinatawag setback nung September at saka yung October. Actually yung ang ano natin sana nung September, mag-scale up tayo na makuha natin yung 800,000 per day, but we weren't able to get it. So nakita natin na nagkaroon tayo ng tinatawag natin shortfall of our objective. So nakita natin to be realistically viable na nakita natin na gusto natin talaga na makuha natin yun. Realistically talaga nakita namin yung 15 million is the only realistic. But if we will be successful dun sa National Vaccination Day na makuha natin yung target natin, na more or less 5 million, ang nakita natin doon malaking yan, Karen, kasi ang target natin ngayong November is more or less 15 million to 20 million. Kung makuha natin yung 20 million this month, kayang-kaya natin yung more than 50.
Actually, Secretary, I understand that you believe the target can be achieved because there's supply. I think the simpler the vaccination is, the better. You know, kung may bakuna, you walk in, pabakuna ka. Parang ganun ka-simple, and then you register habang binabakuna. It's this complexity of you need to register, you need to wait. Alam mo yun, Secretary?
Ilang na natin ang ginagawa nga namin. Kaya nga yung tinatawag natin recommendation ng private sector ng T3 is yung box to the max. Box to waiting. Ibig sabihin wala nang masyadong
wala na komplikasyon.
Hindi siya sa sequential. So we will expand. That's why ang ginawa namin ngayon, ang nag-recommend kami kay Presidente, which is already approved, na yung general population, opening of the general population already. And also with the 12 and 17. I believe yung kung pag-opening nito, Karen, it will open up yung gate for, floodgate for vaccinists. And tataas yung ating capacity and tataas na rin yung ating output.
Okay. Secretary, may tanong po dito. Pakitanong kay Secretary, ano po ba ang booster shot for frontliners like us? Siguro ang tinatanong po nito, tatak, no?
Yes, ang natin, wala tayong problema sa brand kung anong nakita natin. Sa yung sinabi ng Headstart, na just in case yung ating Sinovac, pwede tayo magkaroon ng booster ng Pfizer at saka AstraZeneca. And pwede rin tayo maging homologous. Nakapagpapit kami dito, we have more than enough. We have more than 2 million vaccines of various brands na pwede natin gamitin sa ating healthcare workers. I have said earlier sa Philippine Medical Association at saka doon sa natin kung ano yung best brand o kaya tinatawag yung best option na either mix and match some better kaysa sa yung homologous. Yun po ang po natin, ang bibigay po natin. Kaya po humihingi tayo ng palugit na time para yung pong tinatawag nating WHO SAGE advisory at saka po yung FDA amendment makuha po natin para makuha po natin kung ano yung
for the third dose.
So
have you asked the FDA to hasten already and speed up the review of the third dose? Because other countries are doing the third dose with Pfizer already and Moderna even, and yet eto tayo in a review process pa.
Actually, ang natin din yung WHO SAGE kasi ang natin yung best options. Ayaw natin magkamali, Karen, na pagka minadali natin. And then yung palang data na binigay ng WHO na mas maganda yung mix and match. Na tayo nag-homologous na kahit kagad. Ayaw namin magkamali. Gusto natin na pagka once na nagkaroon tayo ng third dosing at saka yung booster shots, kailangan alam na natin kung ano talaga yung best na mix na pwede natin gamitin, which is being given also already by Headstart. We want only confirmation from the FDA considering na 2 dose lang kasi ang ng FDA, EUA, single dose, walang third dose.
Okay.
So we wanted that immediately na makuha natin.
Are you considering, is the IATF considering the approval or asking the FDA for the approval of commercial sale of vaccines? Or this is, palagay nyo malayo pa ito?
Pagka nag-apply po yung sa ngayon nakita natin sa commercial sale na natin yung Pfizer pa lang pong approved dun sa US FDA. Pagka nagkaroon po ng application po sila sa atin, and then definitely pwede po iyon na maging commercially available once that the EUA naging CPR na po.
So it seems, Secretary, based on our conversation, supply isn't your issue anymore, but the challenge for this to be successful is rollout. It's rollout, correct? So just to end our interview, I know you're rushing off to another meeting, is what will you ensure for rollout? Because intention and target is one thing. Implementation is the whole other challenge to ensure you reach the target of 1 to 1.5 million inoculations come November.
Yes, ang pinakano natin talaga una is i-increase natin ang demand.
Okay.
Kasi natin isang challenge natin. Second is capacity natin yung probinsya at saka yung mga municipalities to handle yung sensitive brands. Kasi nakita natin yung expectation kasi ng ng mga municipality 2 to 8 lang yung kanilang i-handle ngayon na negative 70 and negative 80.
Yeah. So they don't have the capacity for a Pfizer or Moderna. That's a problem.
Yes, but ngayon ang maganda, the US donated 40 freezers, and also ngayon ang ginagawa ng yung Japan also donated some freezers. Ang maganda doon na Karen, nakita na ngayon ng mga municipal mayors na instead of buying a vaccine, mas maganda pala ang nila. Una is bumili sila ng mga freezers, mag-hire sila ng vaccinators, at saka yung tinatawag natin na yung mga vaccination site i-enhance nila. So basically, yun ang nakita natin pagkukulang kulang tayo ng vaccinators, kulang ng expansion ng nakita natin kasi sa municipality kasi Karen, iisa lang yung tinatawag nating doktor. And nalilimit yung kasi yung ibang kasi sa takot ng ibang mga mayor na sa responsibility na yung vaccination nila nalilimit lang sa isang vaccination site because of the limitation doctor. But ngayon nagkaroon na ng directive ang DOH that we can establish multiple vaccination sites with only one doctor.
Okay. All right. On that note, so how would you describe Christmas? Before you told me a happy Christmas or a better Christmas, use the word. But what would you describe Christmas this year?
Nakita ko we have a happier Christmas this year. Nakita ko ngayon kasi Karen, pababa yung natin yung ating cash. And then pa-increase na rin yung capacity na sa vaccinations. Once we increase our capacity in vaccination at the same time, i-observe din ng ating mga kababayan ng minimum health standard and the cases continuously going down, I believe makakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na Merry Christmas. We have to box to the max, and also we have to vaccinate all the willing already.
Okay. On that note, Secretary Galvez, thank you for joining me today, sir. Good luck to you, and you take care. Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat, Karen, at maraming salamat po sa ating mga nakikinig at mga kababayan.